I never quite realized how beautiful this world is.
The commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
If anyone is listening to this, there's something I need you to do.
Buy this game.
If you ever meet up with your high unit 9S...
What? No, you need them to buy this game. That's what you need them to do. Alright,
I want
guys.
I mean...
NieR Automata. I have made it to this video. A video about NieR Automata. Not Automata, Automata. I've wanted to make this video for a very long time. Now, this isn't going to be some deep retrospective of the story and its philosophical meanings that you've probably heard of many times before by some British dude, because all philosophical videos on YouTube, in my experience, some British guy, some elegant British voice talking about if there's no religion, what does humanity follow? The story of NieR Automata shows this. I'm just kidding. I have nothing against British people. But this game, the title of this video, I believe, is We Needed This Game. We needed this game for two reasons, alright? One is the story. Yes, the story of this game is amazing. But the other reason for why we needed this game is the way they play out this story, alright? Now, it is very different. When I did this, when I played my first playthrough, it's not like a typical playthrough like Dark Souls where you have new game plus, new game plus 2, new game plus 3. And just a few enemies are different or placed differently, or they're harder, or they're different numbers. This game, I beat it. I beat Adam or Eve, and I thought that was it. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess it's just a nice generic beat 'em up combat game, I guess. No, I later found out that this game has multiple endings to it, like ending A, B, C, D, I think all throughout the alphabet. And like the main endings, because you can choose to just self-destruct or take out your hard drive or something, and then that's just an ending and the game ends. But that's not a real ending to me. The real ending, if I remember correctly, was A, B, C, D, E. And these endings, when you keep playing the game, it adds more to the game, like it's DLC. Like you do the same stuff again, but the game is like Dark Souls to where it's not that long, and then you start to get to the added content of that ending, and it's a whole new story, even with new characters like the other girl, not 2B, her right there. I forget her name, it might be A2. And then you start playing the game through her perspective. And it's just the whole story at the end of this game with the other endings just gets wild. Like, yeah, this scene here, I think was in the original game and you never saw her again. And I was always like, wait, who is this person? But yeah, you keep playing the game and the different endings and you learn who that person is and you even play from her perspective. And then it gets more deeper into love and connection with 2B and 9S, and 2B trying to get revenge for A2 supposedly killing her. And I won't spoil the whole story, but I will just talk about the main story of what sets up this game with humans on the moon. And they have these androids that they send to Earth to fight against these machines to take back Earth. These machines are remnants of an alien invasion, and these aliens made these machines, and the humans made the androids, and the humans lost and had to go to the moon. But they were already weakened, the humans, because the androids are superior. The humans were already weakened because of the that disease. It was called the white chlorine, or yeah, I'm just gonna call it the white chlorine. It's close. It's not quite called that, but I'm losing the name. Chlorinification or something. It is from the previous games, like Dragon Lake or something. And guys, I'm not going to get 100% of this correct, by the way. Just bear with me. In Dragon Guard, the queen or something her and the protagonist from that story go through this portal that takes them to modern day Japan, and the Japanese Air Force take them out, but the magical essence and particles of this queen infect the humans, and it kills them basically like the bubonic plague, right? With this white chlorine or white chlorinification or something. And to combat this, they started the Project Assault, where they take the human souls out of the body and they just store them until the chlorinification is gone. And then they'll take your soul and put it in, I don't know, into your body or something else. That was the only way to get through this disease that was spreading across humanity. Unfortunately for the humans, it failed. And on the moon, they're storing these bodies, but it's not, they have these bodies stored on the moon, right? And the androids think they're there with the humans and these stored bodies, the stored souls from Project Assault. But no, the project failed and humanity is dead. They're gone. There's no more humanity. And that is the plot twist at the end of this game, is humanity doesn't even exist, and they haven't existed for a very, very long time. All right. They have been gone, and the androids are just the head of the androids. They're just preaching a lie when they say for humanity, and they let the other androids think humanity still exists, and humanity's actually the one calling the shots, not the androids. But they're not. They're gone. They're dead. And that's why this game's story is so deep, because it's a philosophical meaning of, oh, we're just androids, the machines on Earth who were created by the aliens. So the aliens made the machines to fight against the humans and the androids. The machines are escaping from the machine network and trying to find their own purpose in life. And they are forming religions, worshiping how the humans used to worship, and worshiping humans. Like Adam and Eve in the story are so obsessed with humanity and what they did and how they could love people and kill them at the same time. And then the machines, who are still a part of the network, are trying to devour the androids and become as gods, like become humans, because they view the humans as gods. Or I think the machines in the machine network are trying to become like the androids, and the machines who are out of the network are trying to become humans, gods. They view humanity as gods, but humanity's gone. And then the midlife crisis for the machines, or not the machines, the androids, is they're learning about like interpersonal development as well. Like, do they love? Do they feel anything? 2B and 9S get feelings for one another, but not 2B has to keep killing 9S because he is a detective android, and he starts asking questions of why these machines are acting weird on Earth and acting like humans. And 2B is an assassin android, and she knows that they're going to she's going to have to kill him repeatedly. And that's why the cover art of this game originally was 2B holding 9S's dead body with A2 behind them. Now, they end up loving each other, and 9S thinks that, the machines infect the androids with a virus, and 9S thinks that A2 killed 2B, and the ending of one of the stories is 2B trying to kill, or not 2B, 9S trying to kill A2, and then A2 is learning about herself too, and how, like, what her purpose on her journey was. It was a very deep philosophical game. It's a Japanese story. If you've watched Japanese anime like Evangelion, it's like that. It's a nice refresher from Western stories like the post-apocalyptic world of The Last of Us. This post-apocalyptic world was more intriguing to me. All right. So those are my reasons, and I'm going to quickly Another thing, I'm going to really quickly talk about the music, and you heard it in the beginning of this video here, but just listen to this right here. Oops, hang on. Hang on. All right. And even the world right here is kind of incredible. Like they're copying. I'll go ahead and pause this. They're copying, it's called a copied city. They are copying humanity's cities. Like they're trying to copy the architecture of humans, and that's also very cool. But yeah, the music in it was just very cool in that video. It gets you in the feelings, basically. So the music was another big thing, the soundtrack. And then for the less important stuff for this game, if you made it this far in this video, hang on. So the gameplay, the graphics, and yeah, that's about it. The gameplay and the graphics. So if you saw right here, it said Platinum Games. Platinum Games, they're made. This studio is known for combat games like Bayonetta. They were making Scalebound for Microsoft before Microsoft canceled the game because Platinum Games was basically taking all the funding from Microsoft and pretty much putting it towards NieR Automata. But in NieR Automata, the combat, it's kind of deep, all right? It is, oops. Here, this is a better representation of the combat system. NieR Automata, the combat, you have a light attack and a heavy attack. And you have your machine guy, your pod, that can shoot from a distance. So use your light attack, your heavy attack, shooting from a distance. You could also shoot up close, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then you have dashing, like Dark Souls. But you have what you see right here, evading. If you hit the right trigger right when you get attacked, and you perfectly time it, you'll teleport like Goku, and you could keep teleporting everywhere. It's so cool. And you can also counter after you teleport if you use an attack button, either with your pod, where you shoot a missile, or with your sword, you'll do some big sword attack. You can do that, and then boom, like that. The counter system was very addicting, very fun. It was like Dark Souls parry system. A2 was kind of like 2B, except I think she had longer dashes. Like you can go further with the dashes. And 9S, he didn't have a heavy attack. He had like the quick light attacks. And the heavy attack was replaced with hacking. All right. Yeah, it was just replaced. You would hack into a machine and do some mini game. And then after you complete that mini game, it would take off a big chunk of the enemy's health. I didn't like that too much, but it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. I still prefer 2B than 9S. The graphics, they could be better. There's not much texture or details on things. If you see the roofs of the city, even right there, just look at the sand. It's not very detailed. But it was good enough for me because this game, they wanted it to basically run at 60, but on consoles, it was between 45 and 60, I believe. And between 45 and 60 is good enough for me. I mean, it's not good enough for me. I want 60 or above 60, right? This game I thought was running at 60 on my original Xbox One. I'm an idiot because of course it wasn't. It was running between 40 and 60. But it was still a lot smoother than most other games I played that were 30 and below on the Xbox One. So, it had a good story, good music, ran smooth mostly, and good gameplay. For me, the two things it has to have is 60 frames a second and challenging. This game, it wasn't too challenging. That's one of the downsides. I would say about this game is that it wasn't that challenging, but the story kind of makes up for it. And as for the world map, you're kind of put into this big city map, and there's parts to it, but I think I don't think there was any loading to it, but there were areas of the map, like if you went into a warehouse and you did the warehouse missions, it would load for those. So the world map wasn't huge, but these huge open world maps you really don't need. You can make a great game just by having a small world map like this. Yeah, so I mean, that's all I have for this video, guys. The main thing to take away from this is the story of the game and how they portrayed that story through the different endings is why we needed this game. And in 2017, when it came out, I just don't think there were a lot of deep games like this. I know Deus Ex was one of them. Mass Effect, I kind of felt like the story, I got into the lore a little bit. And Dark Souls, but Dark Souls, there's not even any talking though. It's just you have to look into the lore. There wasn't that much story there. So yeah, that's my opinion, guys. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. That'd be cool. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.